This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It's Friday, July 3rd, right now on Good Morning Indiana.
If you are willfully choosing to not follow this order, you are dead wrong in the fullest sense of that expression.
Marion County joins the growing list of communities across the country requiring residents to mask up to stop the spread of COVID-19. This morning, we're breaking down everything you need to know about the mayor's executive order. Fireworks will light up the sky this 4th of July weekend, but with many professional shows being canceled, you may be putting on your own display. Working for you, we're live this morning with tips to keep you and your family safe.
As veterans, we have been trained at the highest levels regarding the rules of engagement.
A prominent group of veterans is joining the chorus of calls for police reform, what they're demanding from Mayor Hogsett and other city leaders. Welcome in on this Friday morning. Thank you so much for starting your day with us here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Nicole Griffin. Lauren Casey has the morning off.
Nicole, good morning to you. It's always great to have you with the Good Morning Indiana family. We are also witnessing, as you can see, a beautiful sunrise here in central Indiana. And Todd Clausen, before anybody complains about the heat, let me remind you of 2 months out of the year, December and February in central Indiana. We'll take the heat, right?
It's funny, Raphael, how quick people forget about those cold months, and they're like, oh, I wish it was warmer. I wish it was warmer. Now, it's so hot, so hot. But the weather giveth and the weather taketh away. So today we are going to be dealing with the heat, and we will be dealing with the heat over the course of the next few days as well. But as we go forward in this forecast, eventually we'll bring some cooler temperatures back in to central Indiana. That was a live look outside of the sunrise that is taking place. And it's a nice sunrise, just a few fair weather clouds. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s, 64 in Bloomington right now, 70 in Indianapolis, 69 is the current temperature in Richmond. There's a little more in the way of cloud cover this morning, but now the sun's getting higher above the horizon. Sunrise officially not until 6:22. We'll start to burn that cloud cover off pretty quickly, and we are going to be left with a sun-filled day with skies that'll be mostly sunny to start, then turning partly cloudy later on this afternoon with high temperatures. They'll be topping off all the way in the low 90s. When you factor in the humidity, Nicole, it's going to feel closer to 100 degrees.
Tom, thank you. Let's take a live look outside up in Fishers this morning as we monitor your morning commute. This is a live look at I-69 at 106th Street. Good morning to everyone up in Hamilton County. As you can see, no delays as you head out the door on this Friday morning. The city of Indianapolis and Marion County are taking a huge step in an effort to avoid the resurgence of COVID-19 cases happening in many communities across the country.
So, Nicole, the day to remember is July the 9th, because beginning July the 9th, the Marion County Health Department will require people out in the public to wear a mask in Indianapolis as well as in Marion County. The new mask requirement applies to anyone age 3 and older unless a medical condition prevents you from wearing a mask. It includes all retail and office buildings unless you are alone inside your office. Marion County Health Director Dr. Virginia Kane acknowledges many people will not like being told to wear masks, but says the executive order from the mayor is necessary and stresses it will be enforced.
Always, you will still have individuals who are concerned about their civil and independent rights that will not want to comply. And for those individuals, we will be looking to fine, whether it's an individual or a business, provide fines for them in order to help address compliance.
So if you live in Marion County and don't have a mask, you can get one for free. Just go to the website indy.gov/masks. There you can register for a free face covering. You can also call the Mayor's Action Center. That number is 317-327-4622. Again, that number, 317-327-4622.
Mayor Joe Hogsett also announced the city and county will adopt most of what Governor Holcomb announced on Wednesday, a stage 4.5 of Indiana's Back on Track plan, but there are some differences. Indoor areas of assisted living facilities and nursing homes in Marion County will remain closed to visitors. Any event with more than 1,000 people has to submit a public health plan and get approval from the Marion County Health Department. And the temporary closures of Mass Ave, Broad Ripple Ave, and Georgia Street will be extended through Sunday, July 19th.
The time now is 6:05. We want to take a closer look at the COVID-19 numbers impacting our state. The State Department of Health says now that 2,469 Hoosiers have died from COVID-19. 13 newly reported deaths happened between June the 27th and Wednesday. More than 496,000 people have tested positive for the virus. Around 9% have tested positive. A reminder, the state is offering free COVID testing to anyone who lives or works in Indiana. There are no other requirements. You can register for these tests by going to lhi.care/COVID testing, or you can call 888-634-1116. The 4th of July weekend is a time when fire departments tend to get a lot of calls about firework injuries. So they're asking you to be safe this time of year, Nicole.
Yeah, that is why our Alyssa Donovan is live this morning talking to experts and getting some good advice ahead of this weekend. Alyssa, good morning.
Good morning, Nicole and Raphael. And you know what? One of the popular fireworks that you're going to see at those stands are these mortars. And these ones are the ones that make that big boom and do the big sparkle in the sky. And these are also some of the most dangerous fireworks that you can be setting off at your house. I'm here with Tim Griffin from Carmel Fire Department. Now, we set one off earlier with the watermelon. We're going to do a chicken now.
Yes.
But we also were talking about sometimes these don't go off.
Yeah, that's something that, if you have a firework and it duds out, it doesn't go off, it doesn't finish lighting for whatever reason, that can be very serious. You don't want to walk right up to it because it could go off. You need to give several minutes to make sure it's not going to go off and keep a good distance, and then you need to submerge it in water because you don't want to have a chance that later, because it still has full of the gunpowder that's in it to make it go off, so you want to make sure that you leave it and submerge it in water so it's safe. So, but again, we're going to showcase how strong these are. So we have a chicken, and we're doing this in a training facility, fire engine ready, I'm in gear, so that's why we're doing this here, just to showcase how powerful these can be. You never want to handle them. So we'll go like this and then...
All right. And while he does that, we're going to take a step back. I'm actually going to go around the corner here so I don't get hit by anything flying. But as he said, sometimes these mortars don't go off. And if they don't go off, you really need to keep your distance from that area that you've set off that fire with, because it can still be dangerous. You need to douse it with a hose or some water. Let's see what happens. I knew it was going to happen. It still made me jump.
Exactly.
So you can really see just how strong these are.
Extremely powerful. It is like a stick of dynamite. So you need to make sure, we really ask you to go to the shows. We know that's hard this year. So if you can, make sure you educate yourself if you're going to do them. Be safe, keep a distance, keep safety equipment, and never hold them in a hand. Always keep them in your proper tube and keep people away.
And you know what? You were also talking about how these tubes can sometimes tip over.
Yeah, if they tip over, you got to make sure that everybody is at a safe distance away, because you don't want that. Your houses, you need a large open area. So you really need to take, into consideration how serious and strong these are, as we saw.
All right, thanks, Tim. Very important information as you head into this holiday weekend. For now, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Alyssa, thank you so much. Awareness and safety will matter this holiday weekend. Thank you to you. A reminder to all pet owners, the celebration usually leads to more lost pets than any day of the year because so many of them get scared of the fireworks. Experts recommend talking to your vet about anti-anxiety medication to make the day less stressful for your pets, and keep your pets inside for the night to lower the chance of them running off.
It's the news. Indiana horse racing fans have been waiting to hear. Racinos in Anderson and Shelbyville will be open for spectators this weekend. Hoosier Park in Anderson and Indiana Grand in Shelbyville will allow spectators for live racing starting on Saturday. Both facilities will operate at reduced capacity, and guests will be strongly encouraged to wear masks.
If you're looking for some family entertainment tonight, Indy Parks has something for you. They're hosting another free drive-in movie night, a screening of the movie Sandlot starts at 9 tonight in the field behind the beautiful Garfield Park Art Center, so check that out. This is video from the kickoff of the department's summer concert and movie series. Last week, of course, events will be held throughout the coming months at Garfield, Eagle Creek, Broad Ripple, and MLK Park. So enjoy the weather and enjoy the movie.
Still ahead here on Good Morning Indiana. The Rebound Indiana is our commitment at RTV6 to make sure you get through the pandemic. After the break, a hospitality industry professional shares how he's adapting to this new normal.
And it will be a busy weekend of racing at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Coming up, we're checking in to see how drivers are preparing for a historic weekend with no fans in the stands. But you know what, Todd Clausen, you have a major fan base. Nicole and I want your autograph this morning, even if the weather's going to be super hot.
Thank you, Rafael. It is going to be a warm weekend, whether you are heading to a park, to a pool, or just to a barbecue across central Indiana. Your patio forecast today takes it up to about 91 to 92 degrees. When you factor in the humidity, it's going to feel closer to 100 degrees. And this isn't just a one-day deal. We'll talk about how long these 90s are going to stick around coming up in Maine weather in just a few minutes. The time now is 6:10. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on RTV6.
Sandwiches. Get rallies delivered.
Welcome back. It's 6:13. The Rebound Indiana is our commitment at RTV6 to make sure you get through the pandemic.
So as part of our commitment to the Rebound Indiana, Nicole, we've been following 6 people who work in the hospitality industry. As you know, it's been among the hardest hit during this pandemic. Of our 6 people, 5 have filed for unemployment at some point. This morning, the guy keeping a positive attitude, balancing the new normal. David Scomp was dressed to cater to big crowds at the Indiana Roof Ballroom in Indianapolis.
It came so suddenly, but at the same time, we have to adjust. We have to be careful. We have to take precautions.
That job is on hold. Luckily, he has a full-time job in retail as well, but that's been impacted by COVID-19.
It's been slow. We've had hours and our pay cut some, but at least I'm thankful for the employment.
David has not had to file for unemployment and has been focused on his mental health to get through the moment. Hiking with friends in state parks, completing a virtual 5K at the start of May. And he's keeping connected with friends with weekly Zoom meetings.
I'm doing pretty well myself. I'm feeling healthy. Just tell others, hey, things are going to be okay. We have to maintain a positive attitude. We have to just really look at the positive things, check in on each other.
And last night I checked in on David, and we have some good news for you this morning. Starting in June, David went back to full-time hours at his retail job while he waits for his catering job to come back, which should happen shortly. Now, Visit Indy tells me that 50% of the 83,000 people that depend on tourism jobs in central Indiana are still unemployed. Their goal is, of course, to safely reopen for the workers and all the visitors coming back to Indianapolis. The time now is 6:15, the time to check your forecast. And Todd Clausen, my recommendation today is to visit the penguin exhibit at the zoo and never leave.
That's always a cool spot, right? It's a great spot in the zoo. You go in there, you can see the penguins in the water, and it's nice and cool and air conditioned for you. Yeah, you need to find some cool spots to be here over the course of the next couple days, because we're in this heat wave for quite a while. In fact, it's probably going to be the longest heat wave we've seen since June of 2012. And that's when we saw 28 of 31 days reach 90 degrees or higher. 7 of those days was 100 degrees or more, and the temperature hit 105 twice that month. Now, we're probably not looking at triple-digit heat as far as actual temperatures go in this heat wave, but some of the heat index values will be approaching 100 degrees as we work our way into the coming days. A live look outside this morning, a little more in the way of cloud cover, but still a real nice morning compared to the past few mornings across the area when we dealt with the heat and humidity, but more clouds than yesterday. 64 in Bloomington right now, 70 in Kokomo as well as in Indianapolis. We will warm extremely quick throughout the day today. We're into the 80s already by 10 a.m. High temperatures will be right around 90 degrees as we work our way throughout the afternoon hours. And we probably get up to a high today right around 92 degrees. Now, the humidity today, you'll notice it a little bit, but it's not going to be super high across the area. It's not the very tropical-like feel that we had earlier in the week, but it's probably enough to be noticeable. And again, it's enough to get those heat index values probably up to right around 100 degrees later on today. Most of the storm action is off to our west. That's where it should stay throughout the day today. So if you're firing up the grill on the patio here later on this afternoon, this evening, still around 90 degrees at 4 p.m. and then slowly only falling into the upper 80s as we work our way into the course of the evening hours. Now, looking ahead, I know there's some fireworks displays all across central Indiana, some on Saturday, some on Sunday, some even on Monday. And that's where we'll deal with temperatures that'll be in the 90s during the afternoon hours. For the fireworks shows, temperatures will be in the 80s, and there's only a chance of a stray storm on Saturday and on Monday. It shouldn't really impact any fireworks going on. And then also, we'll be dealing with a full moon Saturday night into Sunday morning. Technically, the moon's full very early Sunday morning, but this full moon, which is called the full buck moon because the deer are starting to get their antlers pushing through, it's also going to coincide with a partial lunar eclipse. So that's something you can check out if you're up late Saturday into Sunday morning. Anywhere you are across central Indiana, you will be able to see that eclipse because the sky should be mainly clear. There's the heat that continues all the way into next week. The hottest day Monday, the wettest day potentially with more widespread scattered showers and storms. That will be on Tuesday.
All right, Todd, looking forward to it. Thank you so much. Here's a live look outside on this Friday morning up in Hamilton County, the Fishers area, I-69 at 106th Street, where you can see not too many cars out on the roads heading in to work this morning. So if you're heading out, no delays for your morning commute. It will be a weekend unlike any ever seen at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The biggest part, Raphael, no one will actually be inside to see the race besides those crews.
No fans in the stands, but there will be 3 races. Our own Brad Brown has much more on what's happening at the track this weekend.
This weekend's forecast of sunshine and temperatures in the 90s is a far cry from the IndyCar Grand Prix of a year ago. Mid-50s and steady rain all day last May, but it wasn't enough to slow down Simon Pagenaud. He worked his way meticulously through the pack and found himself battling for the lead after halfway. Pagenaud and his Team Penske car were the class of the field, as would be the case for the entire month of May a year ago. Simon would tally his 3rd road course win at IMS. He'll go for number 4 this weekend, and he's locked in on nothing but the top step of the podium.
You know, as a driver, when you go to a track where you've won before or a track where you've had good success, you just have a level of confidence that's higher for sure. You know, I'm going into the Grand Prix with very high expectation of myself and my car and my team. And, you know, I'm going there to win the race. I'm not going to be 3rd. I'm not going in thinking I could be 5th or 6th or 7th. The goal is to win. And quite frankly, you know, that's the only thought I have. But there are a lot of things that's going to happen, a lot of things out of my control. All I can do is the best I can.
Grand Prix qualifying goes on Friday afternoon around 4:30. IndyCar's race will go green just after 12 o'clock on Saturday. The NASCAR Xfinity Series will be on the road course after that. Sunday's Cup Series race on the oval goes for 400 miles starting right around 4 p.m. No practice or qualifying for NASCAR's Top Series. They use a random draw to set the field, and Joey Logano will be on pole position when they take the green flag. He'll be joined by Kurt Busch on the front row. Jimmy Johnson starts 4th in what could be his last Brickyard 400. Defending race winner Kevin Harvick will start 11th. Brad Brown, RTV 6 Sports.
Hey, Brad, thank you so much. Here's a look at the busy weekend at 16th and Georgetown. The racing gets started tomorrow at noon with a doubleheader on the road course. The Indy cars hit the track first with the GMR Grand Prix. Then NASCAR's Xfinity Series will follow with the Pennzoil 150. Then Sunday, everything shifts to the historic oval. The Big Machine Hand Sanitizer 400 gets the green flag at 4 p.m. Have a good time if you're going to go out there. At least to hear the sound of the engine, I should say. A simple act of kindness by a surgeon makes a big impact In today's Trending 6, the sweet gesture he did for one of his patients that's now going viral. Nicole?
The new Cheetah Chase water coaster is now launching at Holiday World and Splash and Safari, and you can be one of the first to ride it thanks to Good Morning Indiana. This morning is your chance to win a pair of ticket vouchers to the parks. All you have to do is be the 6th caller right now. The number is on your screen, 317-269-1459. Good luck, and if you don't win today, keep trying. We are giving more tickets away on Monday.
Oh, and flooristyourhome.com. That too.
It is now time to check what's trending at 6. Nicole, you have a story that's really been seen now around the entire world.
Yeah, I really like this story here. Take a look. A surgeon's sweet gesture is going viral. 29-year-old India Marshall said after her surgery, she realized someone had braided her hair. She assumed it was one of the nurses, but it turns out it was actually Dr. Jewel Graywood. Dr. Graywood, who is an African-American, said he often does the same thing to his little girl's hair. Marshall said she was moved by the gesture and shared the story online, where it quickly went viral. She says this shows the importance of having representation and diversity in medicine. And Raphael, he did a pretty good job.
That's amazing. You know, as a dad of a girl, I always fear doing anything with my daughter's hair because, as you know, girls are particular about their hair. So good job to him. That's really awesome right there. A big good morning to Charles Robinson on this Friday. He's our hometown hero. A shout out to him and his team members at the Postal Service here in Indianapolis. We thank you for your service. Now time to check your forecast with TK. Good morning to you.
Yeah, Raphael, good morning to you. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday morning as we kick off this 4th of July weekend, and we're kicking it off with temperatures this morning that are in the 60s and 70s. As you can see, plenty of sunshine this morning. If you want to get a workout in, many people have the day off. Do it this morning. Get it done with quick and do it while the temperatures are in the 60s and 70s compared to the 90s later on this afternoon. And we will warm up very, very quickly throughout the course of the morning hours today. In fact, by 10 a.m. already hitting the 80-degree mark, should be around 85, 86 degrees as we head into the noon hour. And then here's where your high temperatures are going later on this afternoon. Heat index values will be near 100 degrees. So get out there and enjoy this morning. And then if you are out later on this afternoon, make sure you drink plenty of water, stay hydrated, put that sunscreen on as well, as we'll be in the 90s not only today, but in the coming days as well. We'll talk more about that for you coming up in just a little bit.
Todd, thank you. If you're ready for a summer trip but worry about staying in a hotel or getting on a plane during the pandemic, you might want to join the many people camping during the summer of COVID-19. Consumer reporter John Matarese shows how much it might cost you so you don't waste your money.
Trying to keep your social distance during summer travels? Then consider your own house on wheels.
Picking up today. Picking their campers up.
Dale and Jody Stanley were picking up their brand new travel trailer, an oasis from COVID-19 worries.
It's a chance to get away and disconnect from some of the stuff that's going on. And
General Manager Nick Raymond says business has exploded.
It's been an unbelievable resurgence of business after the state has opened back up again.
And this year, people are telling you they just feel uncomfortable in a hotel or on an airplane?
People are leery of flying, and you have all your own stuff with you. Your own beds and kitchen and bathroom, and you don't have to worry about who else has been in the camper.
Shoppers were stunned by luxury amenities such as realistic-looking granite and tile.
It looks like it's brick in here.
Some campers look like they were designed by HGTV's Property Brothers.
Yeah, they do. They make them look really, really high-end.
There's really something for every budget. You could spend $75,000 on an RV or get a travel camper for around 20 grand, or even a tent camper for less than half of that.
This cute two-person camper is just under 10 grand. With sales booming, so are campsite reservations, travel trailers that you pull with your SUV, and RVs, a camper that you drive, are lining up at campground gates. It's affordable in these tough economic times. Lula Williams and her family love the camaraderie of campgrounds.
Being around people, staying safe, so it's really great.
Can't afford a new camper? Well, you can rent a camper for about $150 a night or save a fortune buying used. The Stanleys' two girls look forward to summer in their new camper.
Girls, you like the camper?
Yeah.
One caution, beware cheap used campers on Craigslist. They're a great deal until the roof leaks, the wheels wobble, and you find mold under the floors. Have someone inspect them so you don't waste your money. I'm John Batteries. Good morning, Indiana.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now on Good Morning Indiana on this Friday morning, here's a look at your 6:30 news feed. Metro Police made a quick arrest following one of the city's most recent homicides. A 35-year-old man faces charges in the shooting death of 47-year-old Sean Green. Green died late Wednesday after a shooting near East 30th Street and North Arlington Avenue. Police believe a road rage incident led to the gunfire.
There's a new lawsuit surrounding the executions scheduled to take place at the federal prison in Terre Haute this month. Dale Hartkemeyer, a Zen Buddhist priest, filed the lawsuit on behalf of Wesley Perkey. The religious leader says he is Perkey's spiritual advisor. The lawsuit argues the Bureau of Prisons is putting the priest's life at risk by holding Perkey's execution during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Indiana schools are now able to apply for more money to keep students safe. The money is part of a $19 million grant from Governor Holcomb. The grant can be used for school resource officers and other safety precautions. The Indiana Department of Homeland Security is accepting applications through July 31st.
If you plan on hitting the water this 4th of July weekend, the Department of Natural Resources urges you to please be safe. You especially should avoid boating if you've had too much to drink. The department is enforcing drinking and boating laws as part of Operation Dry Water. The year-long operation will be even more focused starting today and continuing through the weekend. And let's be safe out there because we've already seen 10 drownings in our state so far this year. So safety, Nicole, will matter, and so will, of course, a cold beverage and some sunscreen, because it's going to be another hot one here in central Indiana.
Yeah, of course. You're going to want to be near some water this weekend. Meteorologist Todd Klassen standing by. Todd, the pool or the lake is looking really good this weekend.
Yeah, you know, anything that can cool you off is the place to be here this weekend because we're expecting high temperatures in the 90s. And if you want to get your workouts in, the best advice is to do it early, not only today, but in the coming days when the temperatures will be hovering right around 70 degrees. This morning on this Friday, we're kicking you off with temperatures in the 60s and 70s. 64 in Bloomington, 70 in Indy, 68 is the current temperature in Tipton. As you look from downtown to the north, there's a little bit more in the way of cloud cover this morning, but we should be able to burn that off pretty quickly as the sun gets higher above the horizon. And as far as storms go, you see them way off to our west here over towards Quincy, Illinois, and down towards St. Louis. And that's where the storm action should stay throughout the day today. So your Friday forecast, it's a bright and sunny one, and it's a hot one. High temperatures anywhere from 90 to 93 degrees. There's some humidity around, but it's not too humid. That is the good news. Heat index values will approach the 100 degrees with temperatures in the low 90s, so make sure you drink plenty of water if you are going to be out and about. Nicole?
Todd, it's 6:32. Let's take a live look outside this morning from one of our INDOT traffic cameras. This is I-465 at Man Road. Good morning to everyone. Waking up on the southwest side this morning, you can see not too many cars out on the roads on this Friday morning. So if you're heading out the door, no delays to slow you down. With widespread cancellations of fireworks shows in central Indiana, many people have bought their own fireworks to set off at home for this 4th of July weekend.
And Nicole, this morning, there is a call for safety. Alyssa Donovan is live this morning with the Carmel Fire Department. And Alyssa, let me give you a shout out this morning to you and to Tim Griffin for providing some really great advice and reminders about safety. You both have done an amazing job this morning.
Well, thank you, Raphael. And you know what? These are just really important tips to get out to the public as we're heading into this holiday weekend here. And I'm here with Tim Griffin, as you said, with the Carmel Fire Department. We've been setting off these mortars.
Yes.
Popular.
Yeah, popular, very dangerous. And that's why we're doing it. You know, this is something we're doing here in our training center. We're doing it with the fire engine nearby. We're safe, but it showcases how strong they are. But you know, a lot of these are marketed, you know, for kids, you know, looks, bright colors, kind of you think cereal box aisle.
Yeah.
That's what these fireworks look like. And you have to make sure that, you know, they're really for adults. You know, we normally ask, go to the shows, don't do them yourself. We know this year that's more difficult. So if you are, please use safety tips. Have water available. Make sure, instead of sparklers for the kids, give them glow sticks, and never handle these in your hand. The mortars are meant to go in those tubes. We're going to show how strong it is, and then we'll come back and kind of talk about what we saw here.
And we are setting off, he's got a pork loin next to that. mortar that he's going to set off right now. I'm going to step to the side, and our photographer Shay Goodpasser is going to step to the side as well, because we are just going to see what this is going to do. And this is really to sort of show what this could do to a person if you're too close to one of these mortars when they go off. And as he's setting this, also remember, sometimes these mortars do not go off as expected. And if that happens, if you're setting one of these off, here, I'll wait for a second so we can see what happens here. There's going to be two quick explosions, a small one and then a bigger one. Whew. Shocks me every time. But if that were to not go off as expected, you still need to keep your distance. And Tim, that's what I was talking about, is keeping your distance even if these don't go off as expected.
Yeah, if something duds out, it doesn't go off. You need to make sure that's still live. It still has the black powder in it that causes the explosion. It hasn't gone off, so you need to make sure you wait a good amount of time, and then you need to submerge it in water. You know, if you have a hose nearby, soak it down first before you get close to it, and then put it in a full bucket of water and make sure that it's safe, because you just don't want this holiday weekend to end in tragedy. Right.
Thank you so much, Tim, this morning for showing us all these important demonstrations. And I also want to remind people, one of the main injuries during this season is actually from those sparklers. So keep an eye on your kids when they're handling those as well as we head into this holiday weekend. I'll send it back to you in studio.
You are willfully choosing to not follow this order. You are dead wrong in the fullest sense of that expression. This weekend, we celebrate those who did the difficult things to preserve personal freedom. We don't celebrate those who whined about it.
In less than 1 week, you will have to wear a mask if you are out in public in Marion County. While some Hoosiers have already been masking up, many others have not.
Our Cameron Riddle has more on the new rules for Marion County, and he explains why the mask mandate is nothing new for one local business owner.
In Indianapolis, wearing a face mask will soon be a requirement for any person in a public space. But on Mass Ave, face masks are already required inside gift shop Silver in the city.
We've been open 7 days a week since June 1st, and we have required all of our customers and all of our employees to wear masks.
Kristen Cohn owns the shop and believes their mask mandate is what has kept her store open and her staff healthy.
This is about keeping everybody safe and healthy. And if everybody stays healthy, then we can continue to reopen our community.
After being closed for weeks during the stay-at-home orders, keeping the doors open is the main goal. And now an executive order from the mayor will back up Silver in the city's rule. Beginning July 9th, masks will be required in public spaces unless a medical condition prevents you from wearing one. The ordinance mandates masks will be worn in all retail spaces and offices unless you are alone in that office. Mayor Joe Hogsett is showing little sympathy for anyone who disagrees.
If you are willfully choosing to not follow this order, you are dead wrong in the fullest sense of that expression. This weekend, we celebrate those who did the difficult things to preserve personal freedom. We don't celebrate those who whined about it.
Cohn says science and the unofficial pilot testing she's done in her own shop is proof that it is time for Indy to mask up.
I believe in science. I do. And I believe that all of us have stayed healthy since we've reopened. And I believe that masks by customers, employees 100% of the time is part of everyone having stayed healthy so far.
In Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Cameron, thank you. If you need a mask, you can pick one up for free at the Julia M. Carson Transit Center downtown. They are available from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and on Saturday while supplies last. You can also sign up for free face coverings at indy.gov/masks.
After months of work from Call 6 Investigates, the state is finally talking. Next, why the government is now only releasing information on COVID-19 and nursing homes. That story coming up right here on Good Morning Indiana.
Keller and Keller, right now.
On Thursday, the state health department reported 453 new COVID-19 cases. So far, 46,386 Hoosiers have been diagnosed with the coronavirus. The department also reported 13 new deaths. More than 2,400 Hoosiers have died from COVID-19 since the pandemic began. This morning, families, advocates, and state lawmakers, they're applauding the state's sudden decision to publish where people have died in nursing homes, Nicole, from COVID-19.
Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kenny has been asking for this information since April. She explains now what happens next.
Better late than never. That's what families and advocates have to say about the state announcing it will publish nursing home case and death information 4 months into this pandemic.
We are going to report facility-specific COVID-19 data.
That announcement from the Holcomb administration shocked families, advocates, and lawmakers who've been pushing for months for this information to be made public. Call 6 Investigates started asking in April and even filed a formal complaint with the state's public access counselor to try to get the information released. But the state denied our requests. Wednesday, a change of heart. The state credited groups like AARP and associations representing nursing homes for making the change, saying earlier in the pandemic, the state was focused on testing and infection control within nursing homes. People with loved ones in nursing homes have been asking for the information, and they're relieved a searchable dashboard will be available later this summer.
The center where my loved one passed away in April is one that I believe does a really fine job. Unfortunately, they had a big COVID outbreak in April and May, yet they cared enough for the families and the community around them to be transparent and post that data every day for months. So I'm really glad that the state's finally stepping up and going to be providing that for all Hoosier communities.
Advocates say they hope the database makes it clear when deaths and cases happened in each nursing home. AARP says they hope the data will be used to understand how to better protect people in nursing homes during this pandemic and any other health crisis. We requested a one-on-one, socially distanced interview with Governor Holcomb. We were told he is unavailable. Reporting at the State House, Kara Kenny, RTV 6.
Kara Kenny on the job at getting results. We are also reaching out to the Indiana Healthcare Association, which represents nursing homes. They tell us that, in their words, that data reporting can be a burden, particularly in the middle of a pandemic and with brand new reporting tools. However, we know that this is important for our residents, their families, and the public, and we are committed to serving them. Again, the specific facility numbers will not be available until later this summer. And for now, the state releases every week updates on Monday, specifically the total number of COVID-19 deaths in nursing homes. And that latest number, 1,166.
The boys in blue are back. Next, another live sport resumes here in Indy very soon. We'll show you how the crowd for their matches will look a lot different than in the past. Todd.
And if you're going to walk out the door here this morning and start your exercise routine, you're in pretty good shape, as it's pretty comfortable right now. But as we work our way throughout the course of the afternoon hours, we build in the heat. There'll be some humidity around as well. So I advise you to get out and do it earlier, because later on this afternoon, the pool will be a better place to be to cool off with high temperatures that climb all the way up into the low 90s. We'll talk about today's forecast and look ahead to the rest of the 4th of July weekend forecast for you coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues.
Indy Home Experts at theindychannel.com.
Welcome back at 6:47. You'll soon be able to catch your next movie and get groceries all in one stop. Walmart says it's transforming 160 store parking lots into drive-in theaters starting in August. Amid the coronavirus pandemic, drive-in theaters have been making a comeback as a safer alternative to the traditional movie theaters. Walmart is partnering with Tribeca Enterprises for the films. Locations and movie titles have not been announced just yet. The events will run through October and include more than 300 showings.
That'll be interesting to see. Okay. This weekend, of course, we have racing at IMS. Next weekend, get ready because soccer is back in Indianapolis. The Indy 11 will resume their season on Saturday, July the 11th at Lucas Oil Stadium. The team says it has worked with the Marion County Health Department on a plan to keep fans safe. Only a limited number of fans will be allowed with masks, of course, and social distancing being mandatory. All ticketing will be reserved, seats only, and groups will be limited to no more than 4 tickets. Now, the team will play 15 more games during the regular season, with 10 of those at Lucas Oil Stadium. So soccer is back, Todd Clausen. Football is back. Of course, they'll be coming back and during a heat wave. So here we go.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be a long stretch of a lot of heat across central Indiana. We've had a couple 90-degree days so far this year, kind of spread throughout June and now into July, but now we're going to string a long stretch of them together. We're probably looking, starting today, going through at least the next 7 to 10 days of high temperatures that will be in the 90s. Heat index values will be near 100 degrees at times throughout this stretch of 90-degree temperatures. And as far as rain chances, they're pretty slim. There's about a 20% chances you'll see in my 7-day planning forecast off and on next week of seeing an isolated downpour or two, but nothing of any significance. Here's a live look outside right now, and you can see we are dealing with mostly sunny skies, some clouds off in the distance, but it's actually a pretty comfortable morning. We're right around 70 degrees in most locations, right at 70 in Indy as well as Kokomo, 64 in Bloomington, Greenwood. Current temperature of 68 degrees, and throughout the day today we will warm very, very quickly. We'll see high temperatures eventually top off right around 92 degrees, but look at that noontime temperature already up to 86. So it's a hot one out there with lots of sunshine. And as far as the satellite radar picture goes, there's some cloud cover as you saw in the Weather Now camera as we looked to the north. But overall, we're not going to worry too much about the cloud cover out there. In fact, it could be beneficial at times today, but the sun hides behind a cloud or two. It'll give you a little reprieve from the heat and humidity. Storms off to our west. That's where they'll stay throughout the day today. This evening, if you have plans, temperatures will still be right around 90 degrees as you work your way into the 7 o'clock hour, then only slowly falling back down into the mid 80s by 9 o'clock with sunset tonight at 9:17. As we look ahead into this forecast on this 4th of July weekend, more of the same the next few days. High temperatures will actually start to climb a little bit. Monday, 94 to maybe even 95 degrees. Just a chance of a stray storm Saturday and then again on Monday. But for any fireworks displays that are taking place across central Indiana, you will be just fine. Temperatures will be in the 80s all 3 of those days at sunset. I know there's different fireworks displays on different days. They're not all on the 4th tomorrow. High temperatures in the 90s through Thursday. The wettest day potentially is going to be Tuesday. But for this weekend, lots and lots of sunshine. The track is going to be a hot one for all the drivers and crew members out there. Obviously, you can't go to the races, but you can watch them from your home in an air-conditioned and possible. That would be a good place to be. Bodies of water, make sure you wear the sunscreen, drink lots of water, and if you're out on a boat, make sure you wear that life jacket. Nicole?
Todd, thank you. We do have a quick traffic alert for you this morning. This is I-65, the southbound lanes. The left lane is closed at 21st Street due to a crash. They expect this to be closed for about 45 minutes. You can see a tow truck on the scene there, an emergency cruise. It doesn't seem to really be impacting traffic too much, but just be aware of that as you head out the door this morning. He was the most prolific songwriting Hoosier of all time. Next, it's Good News Friday, and we'll show you how the man is being honored here in central Indiana next week. Stay with us.
The RTV6 app on your phone or streaming device.
So, Nicole, every Friday we have Good News Friday, which is a great way to end the week with some great news. So pay attention to this double box, Nicole, because here is the answer. This is your daily double. He isn't letting his own battle with pancreatic cancer stop him from helping other people.
The question, who is Alex Trebek? Did I get it right?
And now you get to take care of Archie for the next week for Lauren Casey, so congratulations.
This week, a new emergency shelter for the homeless in North Hollywood opened, and it features the Alex and Jean Trebek Community Room. The host of Jeopardy and his wife donated $100,000 to the shelter. They've also given another $500,000 to a rescue mission for another homeless shelter that's scheduled to open next year.
am I blue? You'd be too if each plan with your man done fell through.
The classics. Hoagy Carmichael, the acclaimed Hoosier singer, songwriter, and actor, is about to get his own statue in Carmel in Hamilton County. Carmel is home to the Greatest American Songbook Foundation, and Hoagy was a major contributor to that amazing songbook. The hundreds of songs in his catalog include Stardust, Georgia on My Mind, and Heart and Soul. The statue of Hoagy will be unveiled next Thursday, July the 9th.
Every dog has its day, and for Tanja, that day has come. Tanja has served the last 7 years as a K-9 officer with the Tipton Police Department in Tipton County, but now it's time for retirement for the 8-year-old Belgian Malinois. Her retirement ceremony this week included a cake and other treats. Congratulations and enjoy your retirement.
That's right. The biggest treat we can have this weekend, Todd Clausen, is possibly just spending it by the pool, on the lake, maybe in Monroe County, maybe just a nice cold beverage because it's going to be a hot one.
Yeah, you know, anything you can do to stay cool, whether it's a body of water like you mentioned, Raphael, a fan, a drink, you just got to drink plenty of water as well. If you mix it up with those other drinks as well, you need to stay hydrated because high temperatures will be in the 90s all through the weekend and honestly all through next week as well, with just some small rain chances, 20% chance of a spot storm on Saturday afternoon. The best potential for any storms would be during the day on Tuesday, but make it a happy and safe 4th of July weekend.
Todd, thank you. We're back in 25 minutes and throughout Good Morning America with news, weather, and traffic updates. Enjoy your Friday. Thanks for joining us.